Hi, from this video onwards, we are going to start our new course that is on Hardhat. And in this course, we are going to learn so many different things. Like we are going to talk about what is Hardhat. We are going to see how we can compile our smart contract using Hardhat. Then we are going to see how we can deploy our smart contract on the Hardhat network as well as on a test network. And then we are going to see how we can use Hardhat to debug our smart contract. And at the end of this video, we are going to see which is better, whether Hardhat or Truffle. So I'm very much excited for this new course. Let's start it. Talking about the prerequisites of this course, the only prerequisites of this course are blockchain, Solidity, and Truffle. So having a knowledge of blockchain and Solidity, a little bit knowledge of blockchain and Solidity is more than enough. And you must know how to use Truffle because in this course, I'm not going to go in depth of minute things. Okay. So I will highly advise you to please watch the Truffle course before watching this course. Okay. But definitely if you think, okay, you already know Truffle, then you can definitely watch this course. Okay. And I have already created the courses on all these three different things. So please, you can watch that as well if you haven't yet. Now talking about what is Hardhat, let us see what is Hardhat. So if we talk about the definition of Hardhat, Hardhat is simply a tool that helps us to compile, deploy, test, and debug our Solidity smart contract. So one important point to remember here is that Hardhat is just a tool. Do not think it as any kind of blockchain or do not think it like any kind of technology, something like that. It is simply a tool that makes the life of a blockchain developer very easy by helping him compile the contract, deploy the contract, test the contract, and debug the contract. So let us quickly go to our VS Code and let us install Hardhat. Okay, so now I am in my VS Code and in this I will open my terminal by doing control plus backticks, and inside this I will simply do npm install Hardhat. Okay, so remember you must have npm in order to install Hardhat, and if you want to know how you can install npm, just install node.js. Once you will install node.js, you will have access to this npm as well. Okay, and now I will click on enter, or I will press enter. So now we have to wait for our Hardhat to get installed. Okay, so now our Hardhat is installed and we can see that it is in our node modules. It must be okay. And now what we will do is we will simply do npx Hardhat. And once we will do that, you will see tons of options like what you want to do, create a JavaScript project, create a TypeScript project, and we will click on create a JavaScript project only. So I will enter, enter, and enter, and again enter. Okay, so once we will do that, you will see a list of folders as well as some files. But before going to that, we need to install these extra dependencies as you can see on your screen. So Hardhat is suggesting these extra dependencies. So we need to copy them. We need to install them as well. And by the way, if you are facing any kind of difficulty during the installation of these dependencies, what I will suggest you is to go to your command prompt and run your command prompt as an administrator and then install these dependencies. Okay, so there might be some time issues, okay, in Windows operating system, and if you're using Ubuntu or Mac, then simply do sudo. Okay, so now if you will see our dependencies are installed. Let us clear this for now. And now on the left hand side, you will be seeing so many different folders. Okay, so the first folder is your contracts folder, where you are going to have your Salty smart contract. Like in the case of Hardhat, they have provided us with this demo smart contract. Okay, so this is a demo smart contract already provided by Hardhat. Okay, this is good. And then we have this scripts folder, and inside this script folder, we will have our deployment script. So with the help of this deployment script, we are going to deploy our smart contract on a testnet or on a Hardhat node, which we will talk about. Then we have this test folder. Inside this, we will be writing the code to test our smart contract. Like in this, you will see that it has some complicated, complicated file structure. So this complicated file structure is actually to test your log.sol smart contract. Okay. And then you have this Hardhat configuration file, which is the most important file because with the help of this only, you are going to set the configuration of your Hardhat, which we will see as well. So don't worry about it. And then we have package.json and package.log.json. So I think this is not something new. We can start with our contracts log.sol. Now, instead of this log.sol, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my own smart contract, because I think this is a little bit complicated for beginners. So let me remove this. And then what I will do is I will simply zoom in a little bit. And instead of log, let me name this contract as demo. And let me rename it to, let's first save this, then rename this as demo. Okay. And let me have some function. Let's say, first of all, I want to have a variable there, uint public a. Let me initialize this to 10. And then let me have one function by the name of setter to set the value of this a. Okay. Let me make the public, and then simply a is equal to a. And in the same way, let me have another function by the name of getter to get the value of this particular variable a, public, then again returns. I'm doing this so that we can understand what our smart contract is doing. In like the smart contract provided by Hardhat was a little bit, I think, difficult for beginners actually. So why to go for that? Let us create our own, and let me simply do return a. Okay, so now we have a very simple, beautiful smart contract. Let me have view here. Okay, so now everything is done. It's look good, right? Now, so this is our contract which we have created inside our contracts folder. Then we have this scripts folder, and inside this scripts folder, we need to write a script in order to deploy this smart contract. So first of all, what we will do is we will remove all these things. And then let us read this. Okay. So first of all, we do not require all these things. We can remove all these things, as well as we can remove this. Okay. These things are not used. And then what we can do is we can simply remove this as well. Or what we can do is simply remove this part. Okay. Okay. So deploy to, and let's make some changes inside this function. And then we have this particular function which you do not need to change anything inside this. You have to simply make changes to this 2 lines. So the first line, if you will see, this is to fetch the lock artifacts. Okay, so once you will compile your smart contract, your lock means not lock in our case, we have this different smart contract, right, by the name of demo. So let me make it demo for now, demo, and let me change it to demo. So this will consist of the artifacts of our smart contract, means it will consist the ABI and bytecode of our smart contract. And then what we are going to do is we are going to simply deploy this on a blockchain. And for that, we need to make this demo again. And instead of this lock.deploy, we will have demo.deploy. And then we will remove all these things. So you can have all these things when you have a constructor in your smart contract, which I will show you. But for now, let me remove this. Okay. Okay, I think I made a mistake. Let me again go back. It should be demo.deploy, and let me remove this for now. Okay, so this will actually make sure that our smart contract is deployed on the blockchain. And then we will simply take this demo, and then we will execute this. And then we will simply have demo here as well. So this demo will actually consist of the demo address, means the smart contract address. So we will see that as well, like once it will get deployed. So now what we will do is we will simply save this, and let us check this particular script. First of all, let me compile this by doing npx hardhat compile. So as soon as I will compile this, you will see a new folder actually get created inside your Hardhat tutorial folder. And I will suggest you to watch the Truffle tutorial before watching this tutorial, because it will then make more sense to you. Okay. Then you can clearly see that we now have this artifacts folder. Inside this artifacts folder, we have demo.json, and this demo.json is consisting of the ABI and the bytecode of our smart contract. And I've discussed all these things in the Solidity tutorial, that whenever you compile your smart contract get deployed, means your smart contract gets splitted into 2 parts, that is bytecode and the ABI, and we have that part. So this is your bytecode and this is your ABI. Okay. Now let us deploy this smart contract on a blockchain. And to deploy this smart contract on a blockchain, we have to simply write npx hardhat node. So this will actually run a local blockchain inside your terminal. So you can see now a blockchain is running inside your terminal. Okay, so this is a local blockchain provided by Hardhat. Just like in Truffle, we have Ganache, right? In the same way, Hardhat also provides the same blockchain which is running inside our terminal. Now we will split this terminal. So do not close this terminal because we are going to deploy our smart contract on this terminal only, means on this blockchain only. So to deploy your smart contract, you have to simply write npx hardhat run dash dash network localhost scripts, because this is your scripts folder, and inside your scripts folder you have your deploy.js, and just press enter. If everything will be correct, you will see your smart contract getting deployed, and you can see that. So here is your contract deployment demo. This is your contract address. Okay, so this is the deployed smart contract. This is the transaction. This is the from address from which this particular smart contract is deployed, and this address is actually we are getting from this blockchain only. So if you will go to the first account, okay, let me go to the first account. Okay, I think not the first account, the zeroth account, right? From the zeroth account. So F39FD6. So this account is actually selected by default by Hardhat, and from this account only our smart contract is deployed on the blockchain. So this is the blockchain, and if you will see in our deploy.js, we have mentioned this, right? Deployed to, and then the address of our smart contract, which you can see here as well. So this is deployed to this particular address. So I think Hardhat actually provides you with a lot of functionality which Truffle does not. And I think in this particular case, like for cases like these where you want to print your smart contract address and you want to, have your console.log kind of a thing, you can easily do that with the help of Hardhat. Let me show you one more thing here. Let me show you this console.log demo as well, so that I can show you what is inside this demo part. Let me redeploy this. So once we will redeploy, you will see that now we have this demo. This demo is actually consisting of the bytecode, right? So this is the bytecode, right? And let me show you the same bytecode is present inside this artifacts demo.json as well. So 06080, because this is the thing which is actually getting deployed on the blockchain, right? This bytecode is the thing which is actually getting deployed on the blockchain. So we need the bytecode, and that's why we are fetching the bytecode from the artifacts. Let me go back. So we are fetching the bytecode from the artifacts, and then we are simply deploying this on the blockchain. And this is how you can simply compile your smart contract, deploy your smart contract on a blockchain using Hardhat. And in the next video, what we are going to see is how we can deploy a smart contract on a GoRally test network, or I will say on a blockchain. Okay, one last thing before going to the deployment part. Let's say if I have a constructor inside this particular contract. Let's say by the name of, okay, what by the name of constructor is actually a function, special function. So let's say I have this constructor, and inside this I have this variable by the name of, let's say, b, and this b is actually initializing this a for now, just to tell you how you can deal with constructor. Okay, it should be a. Okay, so let us see how we can do that. Let me save this. Now if I've tried to deploy this smart contract, okay, if I will try to deploy this smart contract, you will see that we will face an error. So I'm trying to again do this, the same thing, npx hardhat run, okay, and pressing enter. Okay, so now you can see that we have this error, a huge error, right? Why we have this error? The reason is very simple, because this smart contract is consisting of a constructor, and since this is a constructor, we need to pass a value to it before the deployment of our smart contract, right? And I have told all these things in the Solidity course, so please do watch that course if you haven't. So what we will do is we will go to the deploy.js, and inside this deploy part, we will provide the value of our constructor, like value, any value that we want to set inside this b, we can do that. Okay, so let me set it to, let's say, 100. I can do that. Okay, this is just to tell you how you can do this. And now let me redeploy this. So I'm again redeploying this, and now you will see that we do not have any error. Okay, if you are confused what is this, this is the same thing which we are actually printing here. Okay, let me remove this so that you are not confused. You must be thinking, okay, no, you are cheating with us. So I'm not doing that. Let me assure you that. Okay, so now you can see that this is your deployed smart contract. Okay, and we have successfully run our code when it has a constructor. So remember, whenever you have a constructor and that constructor is having, let's say some arguments 1, 2, 3 or whatever, in that case you need to mention those values inside your deploy.js before deploying your smart contract. Okay, now let us see how we can deploy our smart contract on a Gorilla test network. Now, in order to deploy your smart contract on a Gorilla test network, you need to make some changes to your Hardhat configuration. And your Hardhat configuration is just like your Truffle configuration. So what you have to do is you have to paste a simple line of code here. Okay, not this simple code. And this is the code. So I will simply paste this particular code, and instead of this module exports 2 times, I will simply cut this from here and paste it here, and I will remove this module.exports. Okay, and let me remove all these things. I'm going to explain you all these things, so don't worry. So let me remove all these things. Okay, so now we have our Hardhat configuration file, and in order to deploy this smart contract on a Gorilla test network, first of all we need this Alchemy API key, and I have explained all these things in my Truffle course. If you haven't watched, please watch. But let me tell you a little bit, let me give you an idea if you haven't watched that course. So why do we need an Alchemy key? We need an Alchemy key so that we can talk to our blockchain, because our system is a very normal system. So in order to make this communication with the blockchain, we need a bridge, right? And that bridge is actually Alchemy. So it will actually help us to connect to the blockchain so that we can deploy our smart contract on the blockchain. And then we have the Gorilla private key. So why do we need this? We need this because whenever we are deploying our smart contract on a blockchain, right, we are actually occupying some space on the blockchain. And since we are occupying some space on the blockchain, we need to pay some amount of money. We need to pay some amount of cryptocurrency, right? And for that only, we need our private key so that the amount can get deducted from our account. And not only that, we can also prove that this is me who is actually deploying this smart contract and not my neighbor. So just like your bank account number, just like your ATM pin, right, you have this private key which is provided by your wallets, and you have to simply have this private key inside your hard hat configuration so that you can deploy your smart contract on a blockchain. So let us have these two things. Okay, so I am on my Alchemy dashboard. In order to access your Alchemy dashboard, simply go to Alchemy, www.alchemy.com, sign up if you haven't, and then sign in. So once you will sign in, you will see a dashboard like this. And I have already created a lot of applications, right? Let me delete some of these so that I can use them. So let me delete this one, okay, because I already have so many different and it will not allow me to have more. So let me delete this. Let me write drink. So delete forever. Okay, so now I will create an app, and then I will name this hard hat tutorial. Definitely you can name it anything, that's totally up to you. Then we will have Gorilla, and then we will create this app. So now we have this app ready, and in this we will simply have this key part. We will copy this key. Let's say this is the key, right? Alchemy, this is the API keys. Just copy this and do not share this with anyone. Okay, I'm showing this to you because I'm demonstrating this tutorial to you, but definitely you need not show, like, you need not to share this particular API key with anyone. Okay, so let me have this here. Okay, and now let me have this Gorilla private key. And in order to have that, we need to go to MetaMask. So if you haven't installed MetaMask, just do with me. So the MetaMask IO, click on it, just go to download. And since I'm using Chrome, I will simply do it for install MetaMask for Chrome. Okay, add to Chrome. So once it is done, just click on add extension. Okay, now this is, I think, done. So it will take some time. So where I will click on create a new wallet, then I agree. Then I will type some random password. Okay, and then I understand, create a new wallet. Okay, so now what I will do is I will simply click on secure my wallet, recommended, then reveal secret recovery phrase. And remember guys, do not share this recovery phrase with anyone, because this is something you do not want to share. This is just like your ATM pin of your bank, so you do not share this. Again, I'm showing this so that I can show you how to use this, but do not do, like, you do not try to do that this stunt. Okay, if you have some cryptocurrency in your wallet, just let me copy this down for safety so that I can, let's say if I want to reuse my wallet, so if I want to, let's say, log into my wallet, I have to have this secret recovery phase. This is just like your private key, so have this safe somewhere. Okay, I will simply copy this, and then I will go to some online note. Definitely you do not need to do that. I'm doing this because, as I said, this is just for demonstration. Okay, why I'm seeing this all online note, right? Online notes. Okay, let me do this. Okay, let me paste this here, and I will quickly just copy all these things, like by clicking on next, and I will simply have third, I have space, I will simply copy this, paste this here. Then on fourth we have dump, so I will simply again copy this, paste this here. And on eighth we have, I think this is 12, 10, 12, 11, 10, 9 and 8, so this is it, I think. Row, I'm copying this, and again, okay, pasting here. And then I will simply, okay, I think I have some extra spaces. Yeah, now let me click on confirm, then got it, then next, then next. Okay, so this is done. So now if you will see, I have this MetaMask ready, but I do not have Go Rally test network, right? So I have this option of show/hide test network. I will click on this. I will simply show test networks. I will click on this. This is done. I think this is done, right? Let me see. Yeah, this is done. So now we have this Go Rally test network. Let me go to this. And in order to have some ether inside our Go Rally test network, I will simply go to Go Rally faucet. I will click on this. Now, in order to use this Go Rally faucet, you need to sign up to your Alchemy. Okay, so we have already signed up to Alchemy, but again, I'm reminding you this so that you are signed up to Alchemy. Then only you can get some ether from this Go Rally faucet. Okay, let me refresh it. Okay, now this is done. Okay, so it is asking us to sign up for Alchemy, I think. Let me do that. Okay, so now this is done. So I will simply go to my wallet, I think, which is here. Just simply, okay, let me pin this. And then I will copy my address, paste this address here, send me ETH. So it will send 0.2 ETH in my account. Okay. So why do we need this? Like, again, let me tell you, we are going to need this so that we can sign the transaction. We can pay for the transaction that we are doing. Okay. Then let us see whether our transaction is confirmed or not. So it is in pending state. Once this is complete, we will see some ether in my MetaMask. Okay. So you can see that we have 0.2 ETH. And now what I will do is I will go to settings. I will, okay, not settings, actually, I will go to this 3 dots, account details. Then I will simply click on export private key, and inside this I will type my MetaMask password once more. Okay, I think I have incorrect password. Okay, so this is my private key. I will simply copy this down. Okay, I will go back to my VS Code and I will paste my private key here. Okay, this is also done. Now what I have to do is I have to simply deploy this smart contract on the Go Rally test network. And how I can do this, I have to simply again write one command. First of all, let me clear this, and we can close this particular node now because we do not need this now. We will simply do npx. Okay, let me, okay, clear now. Npx hardhat run scripts, okay, deploy .js, then dash dash, okay, dash dash network. And this time, since we are going to deploy it on Go Rally, so we will have Go Rally, since we have written Go Rally here, right? And then I will press enter. If everything is correct, it will get deployed on the Go Rally test network, or we will have some error. Let us see. And hooray! So here we have the contract address, and this contract address is for the Go Rally test network, and which we can confirm as well. Let me copy this down and let me go to Chrome, and then we have to simply search for it. So I'm simply pasting the address, and I'm on Go Rally etherscan.io. I will simply search it, And hooray! So here is our smart contract deployed 30 seconds ago. And let me see this. So this is our beautiful smart contract deployed on the Go Ready test network, which we have done using Hardhat. So congratulations. And again, you can see that we have this address, which we have actually used in order to deploy this. Let me show you. So A2C is the address, and this is the contract address, okay, which we have searched. Let me paste this. So 0DCD, 0DCD. This is it. We have deployed our smart contract successfully on the Gorilla test network. And here, if you will see, this is the amount of fees that we have paid. So this is the gas fees. Okay. And this is the gas amount that get exhausted. And I have explained all these things in the blockchain course. So do watch that course. And this is the amount that we have paid. This is the amount that we have paid. Think, right? No, this is the amount. Sorry for that. This is the gas price. This is the transaction fee, right? So this is the transaction fee that we have paid in order to deploy this smart contract on the blockchain. Now it's time to understand how we can debug our smart contract using Hardhat. So Hardhat actually provides us with the functionality with the help of which we can write console.log statement inside our Solidity smart contract. Yes, you heard it right. You can write your console.log statement inside your Solidity smart contract. Let me show you that. Let me uncomment this part. Okay. And let us say I want to console.log the value of this B. So what I will do is I will simply do console.log then B. Okay. Now let me save this and deploy this on our test network. Not actually on a test network, but on the Hardhat node. So I will split again the terminals, and now I will simply do Hardhat means npx Hardhat node so that we have our blockchain ready. Now what I will do is I will simply do npx, or I will simply press the upper arrow key, and then I will simply deploy this on the local host that is on this blockchain. Simply pressing enter will deploy this on the blockchain. So you can clearly see that we have this console.log value. This is the value of P, that is 100. And if you remember, inside the deploy.js, we have actually passed 100, right? So with the help of this console.log, we can simply debug our smart contract. And this is a functionality which is actually not provided in Truffle. So this is a very beautiful functionality. Trust me, whenever you have this long smart contract and you are not finding where is the problem, you can simply console.log those values and you can check your mistake. This is a very beautiful thing that is provided by Hardhat. Now it's time to understand the differences between Hardhat and Truffle. And I think this is the most important part where people want to know, like, what is the difference between Hardhat and Truffle and which one to use? Let us see. So if we talk about Hardhat, right? Hardhat has a faster migration process. While if we talk about Truffle, Truffle has a very poor migration process, and that's the reason that many of the companies are now switching towards Hardhat. Second, less gas consumption during migration. While if we talk about Truffle, the gas consumption in Truffle is very much high. So first of all, the migration is slow. It is very poor in Truffle. And second thing is the gas consumption during the migration part is very high when it comes to Truffle. The third thing is that Hardhat actually provides you easy debugging. While if we talk about Truffle, there is no such thing as debugging in Truffle. Definitely you can do some turnaround, but like Hardhat provides you this Hardhat dash slash console, right? With the help of which you can use your console.log statement inside your Solidity smart contract. But in Truffle, there is no such thing. So these are some differences between Hardhat and Truffle, and from these differences, it is very much clear that Hardhat is actually winning over Truffle. But still, let me tell you that if you do not know Truffle, it might be a little bit problematic in order to get a blockchain developer job, because most of the companies are actually still looking for people who know Hardhat as well as Truffle, because they have created their smart contract and now they are looking towards, but still I will suggest you to learn both Truffle and Hardhat. And that's the reason that I first uploaded the Truffle course and then the Hardhat course, because once you will understand Truffle, it is very easy to understand Hardhat. And second thing is that Truffle is the first tool, right? So if you can understand how Truffle works, what are the problems in it, you can easily work on Hardhat as well. So I will suggest you and I will advise you, because in many job description I'm still seeing that you should know Truffle. So I will suggest you to learn both Truffle and Hardhat, and I think both are very easy, right? They have to write some simple commands. So I will suggest you to learn both, to work on both, as it will be good for your career. Okay. And with this, we have completed our Hardhat tutorial. I hope you enjoyed. And with this, we have completed our hard hat tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have enjoyed this video, please click on that like button. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe to this channel, because I'm regularly going to upload new blockchain courses on this channel. So meet you soon in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.